A lot of people say that 1 hour on the trainer is equal to an hour and a half outdoors on the road. I want to look into this. I want to find out, does that mean it's hard to get a lot of volume in, or does that make it easy to overtrain, or even just most importantly, is it even true? Okay, so where I live in Canada, if you look on Google, the average winter temperatures are between -5 and -8 degrees Celsius. In Ottawa, we also get a lot of snow. So there's a lot of snow and salt slush and stuff on the roads all the time. And so for that reason, most of us here, we typically tend to decide to stay on the trainer. Safer, warmer. So what are the benefits to indoor training? Well, indoors you don't have to worry about stop signs, traffic, potholes, roundabouts, or anything like that, which means when doing workouts you have exact control over interval duration, your exact power, and you don't have to worry about any external conditions affecting you. So essentially, riding on the trainer can allow you to execute any workouts exactly as planned, which could accelerate fitness and really help you build that engine. Completing workouts exactly as planned is very helpful, but I think time efficiency is where the saying that 1 hour on the trainer is equal to an hour and a half off. That's because unlike outside, there's practically no coasting, you're always on power, and there's no breaks or rests at stop signs or red lights. Having this essentially means that the average intensity of every ride on an indoor trainer is actually higher than a typical ride outdoors. So while indoor training might seem like the magical solution to all of our procrastinated training days, there are a few key things we have to keep in mind. Now, in my opinion, the biggest one being brain power. It is mentally draining sitting on an indoor trainer for hours on end. You can really only watch so many movies while doing Zone 2 for so many weeks. Even while mentally draining, there are physical issues. On the trainer, you're more stationary, which means knee problems and lower back fatigue can build up much faster than on the road, where you would be frequently out of the saddle, turning the bike, and leaning on the bike, which gives you some variation in terms of seating position. So, similar to how these can all lead to both overuse injuries and mental burnout, please make sure you stretch, you do core, and this should help, and I guarantee you your body will thank you. Okay, so let's talk about outdoor training. It may not be the most effective when it comes to training, but let's face it, unless we all do esports and e-racing, majority of our rides and or races are done outside on the road. Training outdoors helps us train bike handling, practice short recoveries, adapt to different road surfaces, and gets us used to positioning, and especially drafting in groups, which are necessary for those fast and fun kilometers. I will say though, if I lived in a warmer climate than North America and Canada where I live, I honestly do believe that I would spend my entire year training outside rather than having several months on the trainer. But perhaps it is beneficial having to get on the trainer during the winter and focusing on the engine alone, and maybe that's a good thing. So you know my opinion, I'd most likely ride on the road and outdoors all year long if I could, but unfortunately that's not the world I live in. I do have to sit on the trainer for a few months during the year when it gets nice and cold outside. But with that being said, today we got stage 5 of the Tour de Zwift, so might as well hop back on the trainer and get ready for that. So stage 5 Tour de Zwift in the middle of the warm-up, but before we hop into the race, the route is on, I think it's Ocean Side Loop, or it's called something like that. It's just under 20k, 160 meters of climbing. The climb seems to be in the middle of the route with a few little punchy sort of risers beforehand, so plan is to really stay in the group, especially in the risers, save the legs, try not to surge, and hang on with the main group if I can, up the climb in the middle, then hang on for the descent, because that part's probably going to suck, and then we'll see where we end up. Guess we'll find out. Here we go. Well, I'm gonna switch this up. Usually I do a voiceover during the race, but I'm gonna switch it up for this video. Where to start? First thing is I got the anvil as the power up for the race. I thought there would be another power up section somewhere, maybe at the top of the climb or something, but there wasn't. So I actually used the anvil much earlier than I should have. I should have held that until the top of the climb, used it on the way down, but hindsight 2020, right? My power wasn't really there for the climb. I tried my best to hang on, but I just struggled. I did have 5 days off, but I don't think that's really the reason. I think it's just did not have the legs. There were a few guys that caught up to me on sort of the KOM bypass. Tried to hang out with them, but as you can see, one of them steamed away, never saw them again, and the other guy was playing a bit of cat and mouse, getting me to close gaps. I tried to close the gaps, and then I couldn't respond when he countered. When I sort of blew up my legs a little bit. Let another guy catch up to me in the tunnels. Stayed with him for a good chunk till we caught the guy that dropped me earlier on in the race, but I think it was probably 2 kilometers back. And then the guy that I let catch up to me in the tunnels rode away, and yeah, that was sort of the race. Finished a minute and a half back from first place. 20 minutes was a 3.5 watt per kilo, which, I mean, honestly pretty happy with. Last race it was 3.4. But yeah, so finished in 26th place, I think. Lost more racing score, but you know, that's how it goes. And yeah, anyways, stage 5 Tour de Zwift is done. We've got one more stage. And yeah, but anyways, nice watching. If you like watching people suffer, subscribe, and see you guys in the next one. Adios.